Every now and then, a deal can be found on eBay. Hi guys, welcome to Hydra Collectables. Now I don't usually do haul videos here on this channel, but this particular purchase seemed noteworthy. I also think it's important to show you guys that there are still some deals and opportunities to be had out there. I was browsing through eBay like I usually do, typing in various words to do with Spider-Man and comic books, and found this listing simply titled as Spider-Man Comics. I found a listing with just 2 minutes left to go, and I was lucky enough to win this bid for £50. Now, seeing this listing with only 2 minutes left to go didn't really leave me much time to think, and I had to be quick. I looked at the somewhat blurry photos and noticed a handful of Amazing Spider-Man books that I recognise. For those of you who are unaware who don't watch this channel regularly, I myself actually own a near complete Spider-Man collection, just missing issue number 1. And so I have a little bit of an understanding when it comes to the prices of various books. Next, I moved on to the other books within the photos and concluded with just 1 minute left to go before the auction's end that I could possibly regain my money on the Amazing Spider-Man books while still being able to keep the others for myself. So what did I get, and was this worth the last minute spend of £50? You be the judge. So, kicking things off, we have Spider-Man Chapter 1, and we actually have 6 issues of this particular comic book, and this has been one that I've been after for quite some time. This is a series that I've been hunting for, and so having the first 6 issues is a major plus for me. This then brings us on to the second batch of comics that I really like from this collection, the Scarlet Spider 4-part story. So this actually takes place across the 4 different titles of Spider-Man within the 90s, starting here with Web of Scarlet Spider and leading on to the Amazing Scarlet Spider, Scarlet Spider in its own title, and finally Spectacular Scarlet Spider. Moving along, this brings us to the Amazing Spider-Man, including some really nice covers here. We got some nice cover appearances of Venom. And yeah, like I say, these are the books that I'll be able to hopefully make my money back on, because I already have these within my collection. And so after just double checking and making sure I keep the better book, I will be able to sell these on and hopefully recoup some, if not all of that money. Here we have a really nice copy of the first appearance of Cletus Cassidy, and I believe Cardiac. Is this the first appearance of Cardiac? I'm not too sure. Let me know down in the comment section below. So yeah, like I say, some really nice Amazing Spider-Man titles. However, I don't really have any room for them in my collection, having already purchased them. Moving on from the Amazing Spider-Man comics, we have Planet of the Symbiotes, and this one is a really nice cover, but this is actually a flip book. That's right, you can flip this book round, get an additional story, and yeah, another cover also. This brings us on to the Web of Spider-Man series, where we have a couple more duplicates here. So for those of you who are unaware, I've actually got an accidental collection of Web of Spider-Man, where I actually purchased several collections over the years and gathered a box of Web of Spider-Man comics. Moving along, we have one single copy of Spider-Man Untold Tales, and this is again another really nice series of comic books. I've actually got a complete run of these, and I'll probably go through them in a later video. It's a pretty good series that I think not many people have heard about. We then go on to the Spider-Man run, which continues, I believe, from the Todd McFarlane days. These aren't the Todd McFarlane copies, but these are the ones that were later adapted within that series. Moving along, we have Peter Parker Spider-Man, and I always get this confused because we have Peter Parker Spider-Man as well as Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man, and those are 2 very different titles. Next up, we have some Sensational Spider-Man issues, and yeah, again, some really nice copies. We got a one-shot here of Spider-Man 2099 meeting Spider-Man of our time, as well as a holiday special with Venom sporting a really nice Santa's hat. More Spider-Man 2099. And yeah, like I say, here we have Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man, again not to be confused with just Peter Parker Spider-Man. We then have some really nice reprints in Marvel Tales Spider-Man, and I absolutely love some of these covers. I then have 2 out of 4 parts of the Spider-Man saga, and this is a comic book that I am not too familiar with, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. And we also have the complete Spider-Man, so for those of you over the other side of the pond in the States, you're probably not too familiar with this book. The way this worked, so anyone here in the UK would probably have a lot of nostalgia for this book. This is a series that came in a magazine format here in the UK, and it basically combined the 4 issues of Spider-Man that would have been released at that same time over in the States. Granted, we were maybe 2 to 3 months out. So as I mentioned before, back in the 90s we had 4 separate titles running at the same time for Spider-Man, which included the Amazing Spider-Man, the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, and of course Spectacular Spider-Man. And this particular magazine format that we got here in the UK would actually combine all 4 of those stories into one book for us. So yeah, a couple of months behind the US, but we were able to still read those books in one place. Getting near to the end now, and we have Spider-Man Legend of the Spider Clan, and I have 2 copies of that here. And finally I have a single Spider-Woman comic. So there you have it, that was my last second Mystery Spider-Man bundle from eBay. Was it worth the £50 spend? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to help the channel grow, please consider subscribing, and if you've already subscribed, why not just hit that like button to let the YouTube algorithm know that we are here. If you want to see more Spider-Man content, you can check out this playlist right up here, and until next time, I'll see you in another life. Take care.